transitioning gets a lot of people very het up and very confused. Let's talk about it. I'm Annabelle, this is Gender Free Diet, and today we're talking about transitioning. So first of all, let's clarify what transitioning isn't. It's not going from one gender to another. Because most of us were never a different gender. We were just assigned the wrong one at birth. Transitioning is generally split up into 3 different categories: medical, legal, and social transitioning. We'll start with medical because that's the one that gets people very confused and frankly scared because they just don't know any better. Medical transitioning is anything that involves your doctor, basically. It can be anything from puberty blockers, hormone replacement therapy, gender affirming surgeries, having your periods stopped with medication, and the surgeries can be anything. Bonus fact, there's no such thing as the surgery. Legal transitioning is having the government accept you for who you are. Very difficult across the majority of the world. So in the UK, we have the Gender Recognition Act, where you can attempt to get a gender recognition certificate, which allows your birth certificate to be changed to have your actual gender, but only if you are male or female. It can also be changed on your passport, driver's license, etc. Think official government IDs. That's legal transitioning. Social transitioning is probably the biggest factor of them all, and also probably the least talked about. Social transitioning is everything else. It can be from anything as big as changing the way you dress and talk and the way you present yourself, to even just coming out. But again, social transitioning is anything and everything else that makes you feel more like you. There's no rules to what you have to do or shouldn't do or anything when it comes to transitioning. There's no boxes to tick. There's no rules to make you a proper trans person or a real man, a real woman, a real non-binary person, because there's billions of people in this world and every single one of us is different. Just as every cisgender person is completely different regardless of their gender, there's these really big expectations that to be trans, you have to want to be perfectly feminine, perfectly masculine, or perfectly androgynous. Generally sticking to very white, Western, Eurocentric beauty standards. Not everybody wants this, and this also isn't accessible to everybody. Medical treatments can be incredibly expensive if they're even an option in your area, come with hugely long waiting lists, and also not everyone is physically able to undergo certain treatments. That doesn't make you any less trans. It's the same with legal transitioning. It's just not an option in a lot of places. Especially for non-binary people, there's very few places worldwide that allow you to legally be recognised as non-binary. Social transitioning also unfortunately comes with huge accessibility issues. Not everyone is in a position where they are safe to come out publicly or change the way they dress or their name or their pronouns. But that doesn't make you any less you. It doesn't make you any less trans. These standards are nigh on impossible to meet just by the fact that you are trans. So fuck them. Again, it's about you being comfortable with you and your gender. At the end of it all, no matter what your transition looks like and the expectations other people have with you, if you know your gender, then that's that. Nobody can take your identity away from you, no matter what they might think, say, or do. Your transition is valid, and so are you, no matter what. A story to share, any burning questions, no matter what, leave us a comment, send a message, whatever it is, and let's talk about it. See you next time. Right. This one's going to be it.